From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to join the exchange because your business is our business. Filipinos are no strangers to brownouts and uncertainties in power supply as the situation straddles from limited reserves to a deficit. Households and businesses make ways to adjust to the shortfall as outages become regular occurrences and extreme weather patterns threaten an economy in recovery, while other enterprises are helping promote and invest in the electric power industry. The vision of energy development in our C-suite vision. As Filipinos grapple with energy supply issues amid extreme weather conditions, how is the company running the country's state-owned power grid keeping up? Let's now have an exchange with National Grid Corporation of the Philippines spokesperson, Cynthia Alabanza. Cynthia, great to have you with us. Why do we continue to have power outages, Cynthia?
You know, at the end of the day, the simplest explanation to that is that we need more incoming plants and the generation mix has to be balanced. So, you know, NGCP's mandate is to connect all sources of energy as well as those who consume it. But that's only one portion of the equation. So it has to be a balance between all three sectors as regards development and ensuring that it's all well coordinated and timed, not just as to building the projects, but as well as the location and the fuel technology that is involved.
But while this is all happening, Cynthia, can we expect more power outages in the coming weeks and months?
You know, I've been saying this for the longest time. It really depends on the power plants whether they will keep to the schedule. We do have a grid operating and maintenance plan, and that's when the scheduled outages are planned throughout the year. We see the red alerts when there are plants that go offline outside of the schedule. Even the May 8th one was an unexpected outage and an undesired response by the power plant connected to the transmission line, which was the direct cause of the May 8th red alert status. But as you can see, the minute the power plants went back online, the red alert was lifted.
So why are there delays in the execution of these projects? Is it right-of-way issues, budget constraints, technology? What are the challenges, Cynthia?
No, actually, the budget isn't a constraint at all. In fact, we're eager to improve our capex inflow. As of right of way, you know, I was listening in Senate the other day. There was someone from Transco, Professor Wally Del Mundo from UP, and he did note that the horizon planning for right of way can be as much as 10 years. Which goes well into our call for a holistic and overall planning of the transmission, the power system in the country. Because right now, you see new technologies coming in as little as 6 months, a year, 2 years. And if this is not coordinated with the current configuration of the grid, you really have a disjoint in timing. You can't plan the power system by just looking at the grid and expecting it to expand at the same pace when the generation must be timed properly with that. So you're looking at that 10-year right-of-way planning horizon according to the Transco, which has been doing this before us. And you have power plants coming in sooner. So, you know, that really has to be, the current transmission grid has to be considered when you look at the incoming generation.
So there really has to be synergy, no? In the supply chain, no? So if the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines is having some issues with its transmission grids, how can it then accept thousands of megawatts of green energy which are set to come through this coming June?
Well, the good thing is with the Department of Energy under Secretary Lutila, there has been more coordination and synergy between the planning. We have given the Department of Energy ideal connection points, and we're hoping that these would be considered because at those certain connection points that we've communicated to the Department of Energy, the grid can absorb the plan. But again, no, we still have to look at it from a larger perspective, a broader perspective, because the planning isn't just you're not dealing in months. I think at this point, where we're looking at a longer planning horizon on this. But the Green Energy Auction Program of the Department of Energy, NGCP participates in the planning on that, and we hope that our inputs will be considered.
So how is NGCP working right now with the government in improving energy transmission to covered areas?
Well, we've had several initiatives. One of the hurdles that we've seen over the past decade or so that we've been operating this really is local government permitting. And we have an initiative with the Department of Local Government on a circular that will streamline and make uniform all the requirements so that we can front load those requirements. As regards the right of way, we also have our initiatives with the Supreme Court because we do have the power of expropriation. We try as much as we can to negotiate the rights of way because it's the easier path and the less contentious and less hostile way to go through property. But in the event that the negotiations fail, we are asking for designated expropriation courts which specialize in the process, and that the Supreme Court has been, again, only last year, they've been very helpful in that, and certain courts have been designated. And another point I'd like to bring up with the influx of all these developments in the renewable energy space, as well as the incoming generation projects that are other technologies, we foresee a possible difficulty in the field of skilled labor. Because when you build a transmission line, it's not like building a house. There are specialized skill sets that we require to ensure the quality of what we build.
Thank you so much for this Energy Transmission Exchange, NGCP spokesperson Cynthia Alabanza. Here now are the week's top business stories. President Bongbong Marcos will focus on the economy after the World Health Organization ended the COVID-19 global health emergency. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas reports there was an outflow of $352 million in short-term investments from foreign investors in April. And Fitch Ratings revised the Philippine outlook from negative to stable, forecasting Manila's return to strong medium-term growth after COVID-19. The debt watcher is also keeping the country's BBB credit rating. And coming up on the exchange, where your business is our business. How do problems in energy supply impact the country's economy? We'll have an exchange with Fitch Solutions BMI. And what is the way forward for the energy sector? Former Napocor President Guido Delgado joins us in our C-Suite Vision. Keep it right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust.